Hey guys, what's going on? I decided that it's time to make a video about why we carry. Why do we feel it necessary, at least from my perspective and standpoint, that we carry a firearm on a day-to-day basis? Uh, Long story short, I refuse to be a victim and I refuse to let my life fall into somebody else's hands. Okay? At the end of the day, you, do what makes you happy. Okay? I'm going to protect myself, my livelihood, and that of my family, my loved ones, my friends. I'm going to protect them. I am choosing to take on that role. All right. Now, I'm not one of those guys that's just, you know, oh, look, I've got a gun. I can protect people. No, I'm not one of those dudes. I'm not going to be one of those dudes. Just, verification's sake. If I'm going to touch the firearm, it's going to be unloaded. Safety first. Back to what I was saying though, I'm not going to be one of those dudes that thinks I'm invincible or I'm some Billy badass because I carry a firearm all of a sudden. No. Sorry. Those fake dudes drive me nuts. No. I'm going to take the responsibility to learn, to advance my skill, to become proficient, accurate, efficient, and most of all, responsible though. Like I know I keep saying that, but it's very important that you be responsible with your firearm. Okay. Just now when I picked up my Glock, it was loaded. I always keep it loaded, no matter what, because you never know when things are gonna go crazy. But since I'm demonstrating with my Glock, I unloaded it. Okay. Because you don't mess around. Even unloaded, see this finger? This isn't a finger rest. Everybody thinks this is a finger rest. This is your finger rest right here, okay? By the way, if you're ever out at the range or just shooting with me on personal time, if you use the trigger well as a finger rest, boy, let me just stop myself there. Don't use your finger. Don't use the trigger guard, the trigger well, all that jazz. Don't put your finger in there. We'll have problems, okay? Gracias. You'll thank me later when you don't shoot yourself. Shenanigans. Really, though, I carry because I am going to take that burden upon myself. I'm the eldest sibling in my immediate family. I'm the eldest sibling in my immediate family. I live and work with my brother, as you know, Tyson, who's also working to become a trainer. He wants to be proficient in concealed carry, but he's being responsible. He doesn't feel like his skill level is to the point where he can carry a Glock. And as mentioned in my earlier video when I talked about the right handgun for you, a Glock has no external safety switch, and that makes him uncomfortable. And that is okay. That is very okay. I highly encourage my students and my friends and family to work within your comfort range, your comfort level. Okay. If you're uncomfortable with no safety switch, stick with what you know. Stick with what you know. I mean, you can't be proficient if you're uncomfortable with the situation. All right. Obviously, you need to push yourself. That's the only way you're going to grow. That's the only way you're going to get better. All right. But don't jump too fast. Stay at your level and graduate at a steady pace. Okay. I have worked endlessly on my handgun skills, endlessly, and not just on any handgun. I have worked with Glocks, specifically Glocks, for the past 3 years, just nonstop training. I have registered for several of the NRA pistol courses. I've already taken a couple, and I'm going lost my train of thought. Oh, right. Through the Glock company themselves, the manufacturer, they host specific training classes tailored around Glocks. And one of the courses they offer is a Glock operators course. And it's a 2-day event where specific individuals who have been heavily vetted are granted admission into the class, and you take it, and they basically teach you how to be, not to sound cheesy, but how to be all you can be as far as Glocks are concerned. Usage, operation, malfunctions, I mean, you name it. Once I graduate that class, nothing holding me back from the Glock. I will be the next level. The reason I'm taking that is because you can never stop training. Technique, method, everything evolves time and time again. All right. I'm working to create affordable training classes so that I can bring you guys into my classes. I can teach you these things without you spending a stupid amount of money. All right. I get it. It's expensive. All right. It took me a long time to even start attending courses because it is expensive. How do you justify spending $300 on a class when you already think you know how to use a gun, right? Sounds obnoxious. So I'm trying to bring some affordable stuff. I'm trying to give information because this isn't just for profit for me. It is my personal passion to put firearms knowledge out there. Okay. I don't want to take firearms off the streets. I want to put them in the hands of knowledgeable individuals, responsible, safe individuals. That's what I want. Okay. But the only way we're going to get there is if we can convince people who want to carry a firearm or are already into firearms to come out and learn how to be better. Remember, self-improvement, self-growth. It's a never-ending journey, okay? As with anything, weightlifting, yoga, schooling. You know, if you're a doctor, you always got to up your knowledge as a doctor. If you're a counselor, if you're a teacher, you got to learn the new curriculum to teach your kids, okay? Always, always, always practice, always train, okay? I personally am in love with firearms and have been since I was maybe 14, 15 years old, first time I shot a pistol. But it wasn't always that way. To be fair, when I was maybe between the ages of 7 and 10 somewhere, I was around my mother, my brother, and one of her friends at the time. We went shooting, and he brought a 357 Magnum. Oh, scared to death. I refused to get out. I was bawling. I was terrified. I wouldn't get out of the car. No. So it's a little ironic that I grew up to have a desire to teach firearms as a living, as a profession, but you know, I got out of it. I decided to explore. I pushed myself. The first pistol I ever did shoot, it was an Israeli-made 40 caliber. I wish I could remember the brand name. It's a fantastic firearm. I loved it. But yeah, that was the first time I ever shot a pistol. And I've been shooting them ever since. And as soon as I turned 21, I went out. I started taking pistol courses. I got the knowledge. And I bought my first Glock. It's not this Glock. It was a Glock 23 Generation 3 40 caliber. Carried that for a long time. It's a mid-sized Glock just like the 19, but I needed a 9mm, so I switched to the Glock 19 Gen 5. Sports channel. And I'm very comfortable with it. I know for a fact that should the unfortunate situation arise where I need to use my firearm, I could use it and I would do what's necessary if need be, and I wouldn't have to worry about it because every round that I send through my chamber that exits my muzzle, I'm responsible for those rounds, okay? If you're the shooter, that sounded bad. If you're the concealed carry individual and you're shooting a bad guy, you're responsible for those rounds and you can be held liable. So be smart. Train, all right? Otherwise, you're just going to be dead meat, and you don't want to be dead meat.